Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. In my last two classes, I have taught you Unit 1 and 2 of the story A King's Tale. So today, I am going to explain you Unit 3 of the story A King's Tale. Okay, students? I hope you have well understood Unit 1 and Unit 2 of the story. This story is particularly based on the story of King Arthur, as we have discussed in the previous two units. Okay, so today we will read the Unit 3 of the story. Okay. Before starting Unit 3, I would like to recapitulate a little Unit 1 and Unit 2 students. So in Unit 1 we have seen that King Uther Pendragon was a very good king. He was a very fair king to his subjects. He was a very kind king who took good care of his subjects. So at the time of King Uther Pendragon, all the people of Britain were very happy. And King Uther Pendragon, as you can see in picture, this is the picture of King Uther Pendragon. So he married to Lady Igraine, and both of them had a son, that is King Arthur. Okay. But unfortunately, after the birth of King Arthur, both of them were died. Now, as the king and the queen both were died, so naturally there will be lawlessness in Britain. So the same happened to Britain. There was no peace, there was no law in Britain. And everybody in Britain was then trying to seize, to capture the royal throne. Okay. So there was a high life risk of Prince Arthur. Why? Because Prince Arthur was the only heir to the royal throne. So naturally he had a great life risk. So at that moment, two most trustworthy counselors of the royal family, Merlin and Sir Ulfius, they had taken the baby boy and handed him to Sir Ector, another most trustworthy person of the royal family. They told him to bring up the baby boy and to keep him safe. Okay. And as Sir Ector was a very obedient person, he obeyed their order and he accepted the proposal. So he took the baby boy Prince Arthur and he started to bringing him up. Okay. So this was Unit 1, and we can see that at that time there was lawlessness, there was unhappy life of the human being, no peace was there. So all this chaos was there in Britain at that time. So here ends our Unit 1. Okay, students. Now in Unit 2 we have seen that Prince Arthur was being brought up in the home of Sir Ector very nicely, and he was taking care of the prince very well. Okay. But 18 years passed, but there was no change in the atmosphere of Britain. It was continuing, the lawlessness, the torture, the unhappiness, all these things were continuing in Britain. Okay. So there was Christmas, and at that time there was no happiness. Okay. So one day people would found a large stone on which there was a magnificent sword fixed, and upon the stone there was written something that whoever will pull that sword will be the king of Britain by birth. Okay. So no one could lift it up. Everybody tried, but Prince Arthur could do it. Okay. Being a very young boy, he could do it. So naturally other people, they got very jealous of him and they demanded for a test, and then Prince Arthur gave the test also. There also he proved that he is the actual genius person who could do this. Okay. So after that he became the king, and after becoming king his first duty was to restore peace for Britain, that he had done. So all these things we have seen in unit 2. Now let's see what is there in unit 3. Open your book at page number 64, students. This is the Excalibur, Merlin said. Only an honest and fearless knight who protects the common people can possess this sword. So in unit 2, at the end of the unit 2, we have seen that after fighting a great many battles, King Arthur had lost the sword, but again Merlin took him to a lake where one magical hand came out of water, and it again brought King Arthur the sword. Okay, so after getting the sword back, Merlin was telling King Arthur that this is the Excalibur. Excalibur means something which is related to royal family, okay, which has some magical powers. Okay, so this is called Excalibur. King Arthur accepted the enchanted sword from the mysterious hand appearing from the depths of the lake. I shall never use this magic sword for any personal benefit, King Arthur declared. So after accepting that enchanted sword from the mysterious hand appearing from the depths of the lake, what King Arthur told? He told that I will never use this for my personal use. King Arthur could gift peace and prosperity to England. The greedy barons were unhappy with King Arthur because he was gentle and just. He married the beautiful lady Guinevere, daughter of the king Cornwall. On the wedding day, Merlin took him to a rich gilded pavilion painted crimson and dark blue. The floor was marbled. In the middle of the room was a huge round oak table, richly carved, capable of sitting 50 people. So what happened, students? King Arthur could give peace and prosperity to England, and that was the main reason for the greedy barons to be unhappy with King Arthur. Okay, so they were not happy with King Arthur. King Arthur married the beautiful lady Guinevere, daughter of the king of Cornwall. And on the wedding day of King Arthur, Merlin took him to a richly gilded pavilion, and there it was painted crimson and dark blue. Crimson is a dark red color, so, and in dark blue. The floor was marble. So there in the middle of the room there was a huge round oak table which was richly carved. Carved means designed, capable of sitting 50 people. Okay, so there Merlin took him. This was the famous round table around which gathered King Arthur's devoted knights. So this was the famous table where King Arthur's devoted knights, they gathered. And these knights promised that they would help the helpless, be gentle to the weak, and to punish the weak. So they promised on that day, there at that place, that they would help the helpless and they would be gentle to the weak, and they will punish the weak persons. To keep their vows, the knights undertook countless hazardous adventures. So, to keep their vows, they undertook many hazardous means dangerous adventures. The stories of their goodness and kindness spread throughout the country. King Arthur ruled for many happy years and grew old with time. Many of his trusted knights had perished during their adventures. The king gave his magic sword, the Excalibur, to a trusted knight. At the king's command, the knight threw the sword into the lake and the plain of the sweet-smelling flowers. A beautiful arm rose from the lake and caught the sword and disappeared into the green depths of water. So what is said there, that King Arthur ruled for many happy years, and he grew old with time also. So when he grew old, that time he handed over that Excalibur to one of his trusted knights and commanded him to throw it into the lake amidst the plain of the sweet smelling flowers. And when the knight did the same, a beautiful arm once again arose from the lake, and it caught the sword and disappeared suddenly into the green depths of water. Now, the knight came back and told the king what had happened. King Arthur smiled. He instructed his people to put him on a barge. It was the hour of twilight. With tearful eyes, everyone bade goodbye to the old king as the barge sailed with him towards the setting sun. So, what happened? When the knight came back and told everything to King Arthur, he smiled. That means he understood that it was God's gift for him, so that he could restore peace, happiness for his people. Okay, as the people were suffering from lawlessness, torture, unhappiness, so God has gifted that Excalibur to King Arthur, so that he could save, he could restore peace, he could give the happiness, he could give the peace to his people. And as his work was now over, God has taken back his gift. And now the king has told his men to put him on a barge. Barge is like a long flat bottomed boat, and his men did the same as he instructed. And at the hour of twilight, means when the sun was setting, that time everybody bade goodbye to the old king, and the bird sailed with him towards the setting sun. That means here the story is finished. It was the end of King Arthur's life. Okay, so this is the story of King Arthur's life, students, which we have read. I hope you all have understood very well. So read the story very well, learn all the word meanings, and in next classes we will do the rest of the activities also. Okay, students. Okay, then thank you all of you.